Hey guys, I'm looking at PJ's Coin Capers. This is episode 39 of Look What I Found. I think last time I called this my last episode 39, but it turned out to be episode 38. So this is definitely episode 39. So I've been getting back into noodling a little bit more. I have held some coins that I took my time to get through, but that was fine. I got some good results, and I'm quite happy to show you what I've found. So the very back row is basically it's the JC effigy, so the new effigy from 2019, and I try to go through. I probably focus more so on $1 coins. I do usually get a heap of $2 coins just for the fun of it, sort of thing. I don't really expect to find much, and I really haven't been finding much in the way of $2 coins. The 20-cent coins, because I'm always trying to look for a wavy, and I do tend to get a fair few 5-cent coins, probably a lot more 5-cent coins than what I do of 10-cent coins, purely because there's just a number of things I'm looking for when I'm going through 5-cent coins. So I thought I would keep aside and sort of show you what I'm finding as far as the numbers go of the JC coins. Now, the IRB, so the older effigy from 2019, I'm finding pretty much plenty. So much so that I'm not keeping them any longer. I'm putting them straight back into circulation. So on the 5-cent side of things, I found four of them this week. So I probably found maybe 50 of the IRB in comparison, and that would be the same for the 10-cent coin. I would certainly be finding at least 50 compared to the 3 that I found of the JC. I don't really keep count of how many of the IRB 20-cent coins that I find, but I already know that they're a high mintage, but we don't know where the mintage is going to end up on the 20 cent, so I keep those as well. I only found one $1 coin in the JC, and just a couple of the $2 coins in the JC. Just as a comparison, I'm pretty sure I probably didn't keep them all, but there's 5 IRB dollar coins that were also found in the same hunt. So I'm finding a fair few of those as well. Haven't 100% decided whether or not to keep them as of yet. I will be having a closer look at the numbers as we get through the new series that we're working through. Now, the Australia Post Great Australian Coin Hunt, I don't find many of them, and I've probably gone through $1,000 worth of dollar coins in this hunt, and so I found 5 of them. So fairly difficult to find, I would say. So it's interesting, and I will be looking at the numbers a little bit further on that in a video you possibly have already seen. I'm not sure when this video will come out. Alright, 5-cent coins. I tend to probably go through, not ridiculous numbers, but probably $50 or $60 worth. And so I found 2 of the changeover coins. So they're the lowest minted 5-cent coins. If you're new to the channel or new to coin collecting, you want to pull these guys out of circulation. So that's a 2016 changeover coin, well worth hanging on to, and potentially will be worth more than 5 cents in the future. Alright, so what have I got here? So just the standard sort of ones that I've pulled out. So there's a 2014 Mob of Roos, and that one there has a low mintage of just over 1 million, 1,052,000. So they're always going to be a keeper. Currently the number 2 lowest $1 coin. And what have we got here? It's just a U coin, so a 2019 what is that, the 35th anniversary of the $1 coin. So that's the U version, AUNS, and you would have seen a video I've done on that just recently. If you haven't, check it out. And here we have a double, or it's a spuru and a rabbit ear on the back of the, if I can get a little bit closer there, can we see that? Probably haven't got enough light on it to show you guys that there. Maybe I can zoom in a bit, and you can see the top two kangaroos there, nice big cuds. And this 2010 is not in too bad a condition, so I've kept that one. I do have plenty of this particular coin, but well worth looking out for those cuds. They can be worth a little bit extra. Alright, pop that guy back. Now this one here is the Gallipoli coin, and it is C mint marked, as you can see there, under the 2005. You can see there, C mint marked, and this coin is not intended for circulation, so it's a collector coin, and would have been on a card, and that's from 2005. So at some stage it's been taken and removed from its card and spent. A couple of 1972 5-cent pieces which are always keepers. They're worth maybe $4 or $5 each, even higher depending on the day and who wants to buy them. I have seen them sort of even $7 or $8, but this is a fairly typical condition of how you'll find them in that sort of condition, so well worth grabbing as well. Now there's a bit of a comparison coin here, and as I've been going through plenty of 2019 5-cent coins, there seems to be a difference in some of them, and I've noticed it plenty, absolutely heaps. So we'll try and zoom in a bit here, and hopefully you can see the differences between these coins. I know it's probably not the best example, this one on the right, but the one on the left is what I'm talking about, and you can sort of see that sort of so it's like a line on the inside of the rim, and it goes around, and even the just the way the light shines off it is a little bit different as well. So I'm not sure what's gone on there, or whether they're all off the one press, the one on the left, but it's just a little bit different. I know I've seen comments about it on PJ's Coin Capers on the Facebook page, but look, I don't know what's causing it, but it is a little bit different, and maybe someone can explain that. But anyway, it's probably not worth anything more because they are plentiful, but just thought I would chat about it while I had an example. So I always try to keep as many of the the 2001 Federation coins. These guys here, mintage, can vary anywhere between 2 and 3 million, and majority are in that sort of mid to low 2 millions, and they're certainly worth more than 50 cents, usually a few dollars each, so they're worthwhile hanging on to, especially in condition like this. If you find them like this is a Western Australian one, you'll find that this one here is not as great, but it's a Northern Territory one, and one that I struggle to find, so I've kept that as well, and they're good to make sets up, so I keep those, certainly worth more than 50 cents. A couple of 1993, so that's a low mintage here. Low mintage of just 1 million coins were produced of this particular 50-cent coin, and along with the 1985, well worth pulling out of circulation and adding to your stockpiles or your collection, and with the hope of one day either being able to sell them, but they're certainly worth more than 50 cents right now. I don't find too many of these bicentenary coins. Always, and when they're in this kind of condition, I tend to keep them, it's a beautiful coin. It's from 1988 and well worth hanging on to. A couple of Marbos came across my desk as well, which is always a keeper, with a mintage of just 1.4 million. So 2017 50-cent coin, so keep those guys as well. It's certainly a low mintage coin, and in some parts of the country people will really struggle to find that. Tasmania seemed to get most of them, and I'm in Victoria, so we managed to get a few as well, but certainly nowhere near the amount that Tassie get. Now, I should have mentioned the top line here. We've got all the denominations except for 50 cents represented up there, and the reason why I don't have any up there is because I haven't found any in circulation whatsoever, and I know most of you are really struggling to find any of them as well. So let us know. Put a mention on any of my videos just to say that you're finding them or what you're doing. Leave a comment on this video. I'd be really excited to hear if you're finding them. We're certainly looking forward to the Royal Australian Mint producing their annual report later in the year, when all will be revealed, and we'll know exactly how many of those 50-cent coins in the IRB and the JC were produced. Alright, so probably my find of the week was this incused 50-cent coin. Now, if you're not familiar with the channel, you may be going, alright, well, what's going on here? It looks exactly the same. Okay, what the difference is the one on the right is incused, okay, and the one on the left is normal. So what do we mean by that? So what we need to pay particular attention to is the Union Jack. Now I'll try and zoom in. Many of you would be familiar with this, and there are many people who really struggle to pick out the difference. But if you look in the middle of the Union Jack, now I don't even have a pointer handy by that I can even point it out to you. Actually, I'll just quickly grab something that might just slightly help. So in the middle of the Union Jack, it's when we say incused, it means it's sort of dug out. Okay, so it's certainly stamped differently, and you'll see that the same area on the normal coin, so the top coin, sorry, the back coin, is pretty much flat. There are lines there, but you'll see there the difference between the two. It's been dug out through that area, and even the star is slightly different. This big star here is different. It's more uniform, more nicely shaped. We'll say it that way. Alright, so hopefully you can see the differences there, and hopefully you can pick them out a little bit better when you do come across them, because the one on the right is certainly worth some money, and this guy here on the left is worth 50 cents. Now there is another variety to look out for, which I don't really have an example of here, but it can be found on the non-incused version. I don't know if it can be found on the incused version, but that the lettering on the die, when the die was being used, especially around millennium year, became worn out, and you'll end up with fat lettering. You'll see, like, it's almost like a pen bleeding on a page. The ink bleeds to the left and the right, and it's the same with this, the way that the die breaks down, and it's like a pen leaked or bled. So you end up with fat lettering. So that's another thing you want to look out for. But this one's not too bad, so certainly wouldn't be classed as a fat letter. So yeah, keep an eye out for incused 50-cent coins. This one here, in this condition, is probably still worth like $15. So definitely worth hanging on to. And if you find them in uncirculated condition, they can be worth many hundreds, possibly $800 I've seen them sell for, certainly when they've been graded. So well worth looking for. So just to finish off today, we went through some 20-cent coins, and I do find it tough to find any of the Federation 20-cent coins, and that's what we've got down the bottom here. Not the best example, but this is the Canberra one, and similar mintage to that of the 50-cent the versions. They're all from the same year. The Victorian one, which this one's not too bad a condition actually, 2001, and the final one was the Norfolk Island, and that's quite a nice design there with the Norfolk pine in the middle. So all 2001 and all fairly similar mintage on those guys. Now I pulled this one out purely because they do not come along very often, and well, certainly from myself, and if you do find them, they're not in particularly great grade. So it's United Nations Federation Anniversary 20-cent coin, and that is from 1995. So I've kept that one as well. So these are a bit of a keeper coin as well. Even though mintage isn't ridiculously low, my guess, and I don't keep this number in my mind, it's possibly around the 4 million or so. Alright guys, that is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this little look at what I've been finding, and I hope you guys have had equal success in your hunts if you're doing them at this stage. Yeah, look, you do need to play it safe and possibly keep your coins aside if you feel comfortable for a few days, just to make you more certain that things are less likely to carry the coronavirus. But all the best, guys, with your noodling, and I look forward to bringing another video to you soon. Thanks for watching.